Hello, word listeners. Welcome back. I'm Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me for another episode of our linguistic adventure. Today, we're diving into a fascinating word, columnist. What exactly is a columnist? Well, a columnist is a person who writes articles regularly for a newspaper or magazine, usually expressing their own opinions or commenting on a particular subject. It's someone whose voice you might seek out each week for insights, analysis, or even just a good laugh. Think of it as someone who has a platform to share their perspectives on topics ranging from politics to pop culture, food to finance. They are the voices behind the bylines, the writers who shape public discourse. Now, let's explore some synonyms for columnist. One that comes to mind is commentator. For example, the political commentator offered a sharp critique of the government's new policy. Another synonym is opinion writer. A sentence demonstrating this is, the opinion writer's piece sparked a heated debate among readers. We can also use the term pundit, as in, the financial pundit predicted a market correction in the coming months. And how about journalists specializing in opinion pieces? So you could say, she is a journalist known for her insightful columns on social issues. Finally, consider writer in a specific context. For example, he is a writer for the lifestyle section of the magazine. These words all share the common thread of someone who writes, often professionally, and frequently expresses their personal viewpoints. Now, let's flip the script and explore some antonyms. What words represent someone who doesn't regularly write opinion pieces for publication? One possibility is reporter. A reporter focuses on factual reporting, presenting information without personal bias. For example, the reporter diligently gathered evidence for her investigative piece. Another contrasting term is fact-checker. The role of a fact-checker is to verify information, not to offer opinions. Like, the fact-checker meticulously verified every detail in the article. Then there's editor, whose primary role is to oversee content, not necessarily to write columns themselves. The editor reviewed the article before it went to print. Also, consider proofreader. Their job is to identify grammatical or spelling errors, rather than writing opinionated content. As in, the proofreader ensured there were no typos in the final draft. Furthermore, we have newscaster, who typically presents news stories written by others, maintaining a neutral stance. For instance, the newscaster delivered the news with impartiality. These antonyms highlight the difference between expressing personal opinions and presenting objective facts or managing the writing process. How can you use the word columnist in everyday life? Well, imagine you're discussing current events with a friend. You might say, I always read Maureen Dowd. She's a great columnist. Or perhaps you're talking about your career aspirations. I'd love to be a columnist someday, sharing my thoughts with a wide audience. Maybe you're recommending a particular writer. You should check out this columnist. Their writing is really thought-provoking. Let's look at some more specific examples. The newspaper hired a new columnist to cover local politics. Another sentence, many readers disagreed with the columnist's controversial views. Also, the columnist's article went viral on social media. Or, the seasoned columnist has been writing for the magazine for over 20 years. Also consider, the young aspiring writer hoped to one day become a respected columnist. Or, the columnist received a Pulitzer Prize for her outstanding work. Let's examine some common phrases using the word. A syndicated columnist means a columnist whose work appears in multiple publications. A sports columnist is someone who writes about sports. An opinion columnist emphasizes the writer's focus on expressing personal viewpoints. In conclusion, a columnist is a writer who regularly contributes articles to a publication, sharing their opinions and insights. We've explored synonyms like commentator, opinion writer, and pundit, and antonyms like reporter, fact-checker, and editor. We've also seen how the word can be used in everyday conversations and common phrases. Thank you for joining me on this linguistic journey. Before we wrap up, I'd like to ask you to support the show. Please subscribe to Hello Word wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. Your support helps others discover the show and learn about the English language. And finally, I encourage you to create your own sentence using the word columnist and share it as a comment under this video. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Happy learning, everyone!